citizens of the internet, this is Gwen. How are you this evening? I wanted to memorialize and record a very special occasion in my life tonight, and that is my first experience with an interesting product that I've heard much about but never actually tried before. And that product is Marmite. Basically, what happens is when they brew beer, the yeast from the beer kind of like collects or something, and they skim it off. What I've been told is that it is extremely salty, but also has sort of a meaty taste. Recently, I have been experimenting with a semi-vegetarian diet. I'm thinking about becoming a lacto-vegetarian, which is a vegetarian that eats dairy products and vegetables, but not meat. So one advantage of Marmite would be it would be a meaty-tasting product that is, as the label is quite proud to announce, 100% vegetarian because it is entirely made out of yeast extract and, well, all the other stuff. It is a highly controversial product, as you may or may not be aware. In Britain, where this is popular, there is a great divide. The company actually runs ad campaigns saying love it or hate it, apparently because it inspires such strong opinions one way or the other. And of course, this is something I've never had before, so I'm going to get to decide tonight whether I love it or hate it. Now, it is a little bit of an investment. This one small 4.4 ounce bottle here, which is about the size of my palm, cost me about $8.50 at the Kroger market here in Galveston, Texas. I'm not sure how much it costs in other countries, but of course here it's not actually produced in the United States, so it has to be imported, and so that would drive up the cost considerably. Nutritionally, it's got about 10 calories per serving. I'm going to basically make a sandwich out of it. There's going to be about 2 servings of Marmite to 1 serving of low-sodium wheat bread. So that is going to be the experiment for tonight. If I like it, it's a spread that I'll keep around, make future sandwiches out of. Maybe instead of using hummus or cream cheese or something, I'll look into it. So, anyways, let me go ahead and grab the bread and a handy knife here and open it up and see what happens. And of course you'll get my reaction shot. Now, the product itself is brown. It has sort of a chocolatey smell to it. It's brown. It kind of almost looks like a chocolate syrup. Either that or a gravy. I'm not really sure if the best description is like a brown gravy or like a chocolate syrup. I suspect, actually, just by if looking at it and smelling it as any indication, it's going to be a little bit like a combination between chocolate syrup and brown gravy. So let's see how accurate that ends up being. Here's my bread, and I'm going to scoop it out. The consistency is actually quite thick. I would argue that it's about the same thickness as peanut butter or caramel. And a serving size is a half a teaspoon. I'd say that's roughly a serving size. As I said, I'm going to go ahead and use 2 serving sizes just to go ahead and make this a little bit more filling, since this is a sandwich. Again, 2 servings would only be about 20 calories, so this is an extremely low-calorie product. So whether I love it or hate it, it's certainly not going to make me fat unless I eat large amounts of it. In fact, I believe the whole bottle has only 31 servings in it, which comes out to 310 calories. In terms of calories per dollar spent, this is actually really pathetic. You can usually get about 310 calories for about 50 cents just by looking around, what's on sale at a supermarket. So, here's the sandwich. Here is, you can see the Marmite that I've put inside of it. And here it goes. Hmm. You know, my initial prediction wasn't all that off. It definitely has sort of a brown gravy taste. Slightly more sour, though. It's a little bit like a combination between brown gravy and soy sauce. You can kind of taste the beer in there. If you drink beer, which I haven't been because of my diet. Beer, you know, has calories from alcohol, and I'm trying to lose weight. But in a way, it's a little bit like a cross between brown gravy, soy sauce, and like, beer. And I'm not like talking like Budweiser. I'm talking like Heineken, or something that a non-American beer, one that doesn't suck. I have heard that there's a variety of Marmite that actually involves the yeast from the Guinness brewery and apparently tastes more like a Guinness, although for one, I've never liked Guinness. It's been too thick. It's rather salty. Now, each serving has 200 milligrams of sodium. That's about 8% of the daily value. To put that into sort of context, the sodium in one pickle, the classic pickle here, is 280 milligrams. So it actually has less sodium than a pickle. Well, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's a little salty. Probably just a little too salty. But it is something I ate it again. It's really hard to tell whether I actually love it or hate it. It definitely would satisfy me if I had a bizarre craving for, toast with gravy on it or something. So in that sense, I mean, it's definitely something that I might want to keep in my cabinet. But at the same time, I'm not sure it's something I'd want to eat every day either. I mean, if I had to pick the love it or the hate it, I guess I'd say love it because I'll buy it. I suspect this isn't going to be the last bottle I'll ever buy, and I hope they continue to make it. But at the same time, something that'll take a little bit of getting used to. It's, as I said, it's almost got a soy sauce flavor to it. And there's a part of me that kind of wonders what it would be like if you were to take some tofu or something and somehow mix the Marmite and the tofu together. I'm afraid it might cause like an explosion or something, but I think if it were done correctly, it could create a really interesting kind of barbecue Asian taste. Maybe, if you take some tofu, somehow like bake it or something covered in Marmite, and then maybe put it in a stir fry or something. So let me just go ahead and lick the knife. Take it straight. That way I can maybe get a little bit more of a clear opinion. Good, definitely very salty. But when I take it straight, I do get more of the meaty flavor in there too. If you use your imagination, you can kind of imagine it's brown gravy. So, anyways, there's my opinion. I'm leaning more towards love it than hate it, but only barely. I'm more in the middle. It is definitely a niche product. Certainly one that would take some getting used to, but one which I can respect. So, there you go. End of review. Y'all have a nice evening. Bye.